look at this. Yeah, this place could work. Sound roll in. Gotta do this quickly. Hell, wait a minute. We gotta adjust this right here. Hello, you guys out there. My name's Guitar, and welcome to another video. Today we're in this crazy lounge right here. I know. I wish I had this for my regular background. Unfortunately, I don't. But anyway, today we're doing a what's in my camera bag, and sorry for the audio. You're already seeing like half of what's in my camera bag, cause we gotta do this quickly. I'm sorry for that, but yeah, let's continue. So this is my camera bag. This is made by Coleman. I get it. I think there are better camera bags than this out there, and I don't think the perfect camera bag exists. It's just the one that I could get and that worked best for me. Like, I can attach this gimbal as well as a tripod right there, which the A6300 is filming on right now. The gimbal is normally not in there, but I just had it in there for the moment. And yeah, by the way, it's a Feiyutech A1000. It's not the most expensive gimbal on the market, obviously, but it definitely works, and it does stabilize your footage very well, like a gimbal should do. Let's start with the biggest thing in here. Oh, that's my laptop. It's not the newest one by now. It's like from 2014. That's when I got it, and by now it is not the fastest one either. It's quite slow, but yeah, it's got an i7 4500U, 3 GHz at maximum. So i7, I should call it. It just barely works with Premiere Pro, and yeah, you can edit on it, but this is the next big thing I'm gonna replace. So this upper compartment right here is for things that are too big for a normal camera bag. Like, these are just a couple of cables, and normally my GorillaPod goes in there, which the Zoom H1 is currently on. Those cables right here for the laptop and for the chargers, and sunglasses. You need them in an environment like Gran Canaria. Now onto the real stuff. This is the compartment where the real gear goes. You see, this is what normal camera bags look like. There's somebody out there. The gear goes in those small little compartments like this right here, like the camera, the lenses, and microphones, like you're seeing right here. And first off, let's talk cameras. I'm currently filming on the Sony A6300, my main camera, which ticks all the boxes for me. It's got 4K, it's got real good autofocus, an APS-C sized sensor, and a microphone jack, which is all I need. Second camera, Sony A5100, which I got like 1 year before the A6300, and this only shoots in 1080p, doesn't have the EVF, but it's got a flip out screen, so it's a great vlogging camera. It's very affordable, and you know, if you're an A6300 user, this is a great B cam as well. I can film the A6300 right now, and as you can see, it's also got clear image zoom, and the stabilization of the lens works pretty well, which is the kit lens, by the way. And yeah, I know, I've got the kit lens on both cameras, but kit lenses are never the sharpest ones, but they're definitely sharp enough, and I am personally a really big fan of kit lenses. They always look pretty cinematic, and they're good general purpose lenses. The microphone that's normally on the A6300 is the Video Mic Go. I prefer this over any other microphone because it's relatively sturdy. You know, this doesn't look like it's gonna break really soon, and also it's got no battery, so literally just plug it in and it works. That's what I need. And with the preamps of the A6300, the audio quality is reasonably good as well. A hard drive. Yeah, you need that. You need that for backup. I recommend having one, but it's not necessary, although you should get one. You should have one. This power bank, which is currently charging the Sony batteries, and especially if you have a Sony camera, this is pretty important, because Sony cameras, apart from like the 3rd generation A7s, they zap battery life pretty quickly. So it's good to have a pretty big power bank and a charger with you, always. A windscreen, which would normally be for the SSH6 capsule for the H5 or H6. I've got the H5, but this also works for the Video Mic Go. Small little light, you know, not the highest quality light, again, but it works. This can be really handy in low light, especially if it's such a small light like this that you can basically put anywhere. And most people would choose the Aperture M9, which I do recommend, but this is quite a bit cheaper, and it also gets the job done. The GoPro, always useful. You guys know why. Now let's talk lenses. Now this one's probably the one I use the least. This is a 28mm f2.8, and these vintage FD lenses I use with a speed booster on the Sony cameras. And although the kit lens only goes to f3.5, it's not that big of a difference to an f2.8. The aperture on this is broken anyway, and you can see it's got some dents right here which don't allow you to put filters on it. And it's manual focus, so pretty much the only case that I use this is when I'm at my home setup and do videos for this channel, because there it looks pretty good. A little bit like a budget option to a 24mm f1.4. And this still does give you pretty reasonably shallow depth of field, but you don't need this. What I think you do need though is a fast 50. This is the Canon 50mm f1.4, and this lens is just money. Woo-hoo! You know, this lens is really sharp, and especially if you stop it down to f2.8, but even if at f1.4 it's still sharp enough for professional use. In my first wedding video, which I can put some scenes of right here, I shot pretty much every low light shot with this lens. That's how good it is. And lastly, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't get a lens like this, but this is a 75 to 205mm, and this lens is heavy. That's a weird pronunciation of millimeter. With a UV filter on the front, made by Soligor. Wow, that was quite nasty, that sound. 75 to 205mm f3.5. With like this macro ring that makes it not really usable. I do not recommend using this lens for video. It works for photos, and if you're on a budget, you can use something like this, but you won't have much fun with this. If you're gonna film with something like this, especially at like 200mm, shoot in 120p. Like, I don't even think 60p is enough for this. Goes from f3.5 to f22 with this aperture ring. Everything's done manually. And you know, this can get pretty sharp. It's got heavy vignetting, especially if you're taking photos. For video, it works, you know, but the vignetting's pretty bad on this, especially if you use it with a speed booster, which is my only adapter I use for FD lenses, and I do recommend doing that because you know, it gives you the full frame look, right? And this is gonna be replaced as well with a telephoto lens that's got autofocus and image stabilization. Something like the Sony 55 to 210mm. Some more useful things. Pen. Always have a pen with you. This small little cable right here, which has micro USB right here, and lightning right here, and USB right here. Very useful for charging on the go. You never know when you're gonna need a lightning cable or a micro USB cable, depending on what phone you use. A lens pen, if your lens is really dirty, and a spare pair of headphones. Believe me, this. If you have a spare pair of headphones with you, you're golden. Little change of angle, because the camera overheated and I didn't notice. Sorry. Some random broken Nikon lens cap, a microfiber cleaning cloth that's too tiny for anything, and a remote trigger cable for the gimbal to the Sony a6300 or the a5100. A splitter, for example, if you're filming a wedding and you need to get the sound of the handheld microphone, you're just gonna plug this into the mixing console, of course ask if that's okay, and you're getting yourself some beautiful audio there. And some AA batteries, just in case you need them. Like for example for, well, the H1N doesn't use them. It uses 2 AAA batteries, but the old H1 did. And we've also got a pocket right here, which contains an ND filter and some step-up rings, both of which I can't use now. The kit lens only has like this 40.5mm filter thread, and I ain't got a step-up ring for that. I just got this ND filter and the step-up rings for the D3300. The ones, of course, those are the ones I had for the D3300. And this ND filter, which, you know, it works, and if you can use it, and I think if you can, you should always use an ND filter, but if you can't, it's not that big of a deal. Just shoot. Don't let the lack of something like this prevent you from shooting. So that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you think, what's in your camera bag, what do you find is very important for a camera bag, and what do you think you can live without? tell me in the comments down below, and I'm gonna say, if you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you wanna see more, and I'd say, peace out!